We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez,
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes,
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman,
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris,
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
and our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your take's so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, May 7th, 2024, and this is episode number 660 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we have Mr. Jason Nyes,
BBL Drizzy.
Jose Guzman. Just kidding, I don't know what the fuck he is. Kelly Harris here. What's up, Kelly?
The sky is throwing rocks at us.
Yeah, that's pretty cool when that happens. And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
It's me. I'm the sky.
Yeah. I'm the sky now.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the sky
I'm
now.
the sky now.
I am the sky now.
Yeah. Kelly's got some biblical weather coming. He's apparently in it. We got some shit threatening to show up here any minute now. So,
Yeah,
you know.
I think the worst just passed over as like the show was going live.
Hey, at least it's
The,
gone.
the rocks have stopped though. I can see outside the windows again. Because that wind was going so hard, it was just looked like a fog of rain going sideways.
Jesus.
You want to hear something interesting? My lovely
60
wife,
mile an hour winds.
My lovely wife, who, for as long as I've known her, has told me that one of her biggest fears is tornadoes, has gotten into watching tornado chaser live streams on YouTube.
That's
what?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's just
like that.
testing the limits of your fears.
Yeah, it's like when I started collecting scary clowns.
Yeah.
Just as if being a storm chaser wasn't crazy enough. Now you gotta live stream it. Like, Jesus.
They have a little crawl at the bottom that says, "Do not try and track down our storm chasing team."
You don't say.
Isn't that just the plot of Twisters?
It really is kind of very it feels twistery. Like I'm expecting. She was kind of telling me about some of the storm chaser drama. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's like Carrie Elways and his asshole team, and then you got Bill Paxton and his cool ass team. Oh no, it's Helen Hunt's team. Bill Paxton comes back.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So now every time a tornado touches it down, you got to think, is this real or is it just viral marketing?
Like the new Strangers sequel where they're sending people out in public.
Yeah. Are the fucking apes on horseback?
Oh my god! Imagine being high on mushrooms in New York City and a couple of Planet of the Apes ride by on horseback.
I'm way into that fucking movie, you guys. It looks really cool.
I
like
bet,
the
yeah.
pictures.
I don't think I've seen anything from it. I know that it's coming out, but I haven't seen
That's
any
all
of
I
the
want to
trailers.
know, basically. Yeah, that's all I think. I might have watched like the teaser when it came out.
Yeah, the most I know
But
about
yeah.
it is what you told us.
Yeah, that's all I know because I don't, I'm kind of, I like not knowing every goddamn thing about it.
And you want to talk about streams being choppy? Try being a storm chaser.
Jesus.
They have to constantly switch between different teams because you get closer to the storm and it gets a little more difficult to broadcast. This motherfucker's sitting in the backseat of this tank that they've got with a drone in his lap, and they're straight up trying to do Twister. They're trying to send a drone into a tornado.
That is literally Twister.
I want to see Thor fall out of one of these. Did you see or hear about the so the people who go around and they find they pretend to be like a teenage girl and they chat up some guy and then they're like, hey, meet me at the Burger King. And then the
Okay.
dude gets to the Burger King and it's a live streamer.
And he's
it's
like,
not a
do some
teenage girl.
push-ups.
Yeah, basically. But the reason it's in the news right now is that somebody did it the other day on some live stream, and then either the live streamer or some random dude just beat the shit out of the guy. It was like on the live stream, and they were like, oh no, no. And it was this whole big to-do.
They say, oh, no, but, that's what you want to have happen when you invite the Predator to the Burger King.
I don't disagree, but they don't want it live streamed on their channel because then I think it was on Kick, which is like a Twitch knockoff. They were like, yeah, you can't be broadcasting that shit. Like, your channel's shut down now.
Yeah,
like,
and
you
Kick,
can't be doing that.
That's wild because Kick will hire straight up Nazis.
Yeah, I thought Kick was just like
exactly.
unwoke internet.
Yeah.
Basically, but they apparently have limits. It's probably, they're probably like, hey, whoa. Everybody's got their thing. We can't be beating on predators because they're all a bunch of predators.
Yeah.
We like to protect marginalized communities around these parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar,
the bravest people.
similar but unrelated. You guys remember that story I shared probably a week or two ago where restaurants are posing as people on dating apps.
Yes.
Matching with people, setting up dates at their restaurant, and then, the person never shows up because they don't exist. And the idea is that most people will probably stay and order something even if they're stood up.
Yeah, because you're there. You might as well.
That is black.
That
is
is
so black and dark, and that's so fucked.
So fucking evil.
Oh, that is pitch black spirits involved in that decision. My God.
Because
imagine you're like the restaurant manager and you're like, oh, you have a lot of people who get stood up these days, and your social media person is just like, yeah, weird. It's really really strange.
Who would have thought that Bennigan's would be so hot on the dating scene?
How bad is it for restaurants that you have to nickel and dime by catfishing people into your restaurant one at a time?
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
And I think I shared that directly after a story about some woman going on a date and getting chopped up into pieces and strewn about the town. And it's
that was my town.
Oh, okay, cool. And you think about that, and it's like, which one would you rather have happen to you? Would you rather be chopped up and left about town, or would you rather be catfished by a Bennigan's?
I'd rather be catfished because at least that's kind of a fun story.
I guess.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Kelly. The dead don't feel shame.
That's true. But also, I don't.
Kelly,
yeah, right. There is that.
Kelly, if a Bennigan's,
also I don't.
If a Bennigan's somehow came back into business and then catfished you so that they could sell you a Monte Cristo, I would chop them up and leave their parts around town.
I appreciate that.
So I'm trying to, talking about not feeling shame. I'm trying to get Nicole to kind of let me know what she wants to do for Mother's Day this weekend.
Mother's Day's coming up quick.
It's Sunday. I thought I had another week, but it's like fucking this Sunday. was like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't forget. I just had the day wrong. So I'm like, okay, I gotta accelerate plans. And so I had a couple things I was throwing out there, and I'm like, but what do you want to do? And she's like, well, like, I guess, really, what I would like to do is go out and do some day drinking with my sister someplace. But, then I feel guilty of not being with the kids. And I'm like, but if that's what you want to do, that's what you should do. We're
Right.
just some fucking kids
Do whatever you
every
wanna do.
day. Like, like this is supposed to be
Yeah.
for you. Fucking go out. If Laura wants to go, you should go. And so you just kind of floated that around a little bit. And then she was like, yeah, that does sound cool. I just, I'm not going to commit because, I'm not going to say it because I don't want the guilt might get to me. And I flash back to that fucking dude from Game of Thrones. And I'm like, what do we say to guilt? Not today, motherfucker. Like, not today. No guilt. What are you doing? Come on. Like, the god of guilt says no. Although that woman, her engine runs on a combination of guilt and fucking obligation. It's very strange. I don't have that. I don't have that problem.
No,
Somewhere
no.
between the two of us, there's a healthy person, I think.
You are motivated by spite sometimes.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
sometimes
not all
that
the time.
works. Sometimes it works,
yeah. Totally.
Sometimes you got to motivate yourself to spite yourself. Not you specifically. I'm just saying.
No,
The
sometimes
royal
me.
you.
Yes, no, for sure. So hopefully she'll actually do that because that does sound like a good idea. I'll fucking cook something when he gets home. It'll be cool. It'll be good.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell
What you
me,
gotta do is on Saturday, you gotta be like, kids, I need you to be as annoying as possible.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
drive her out.
Be like, Jax, I
Yeah,
need
and she'll
you
be like, you
to
know
throw up like 15 times.
Jax,
Yeah.
throw up, but spin in a circle while you're doing it.
Oh God,
In a
That's-
circle.
fucking horrible.
We gotta get that whole
Each one of your
360.
kids is just plugging shit in, just leaving stuff all around, visible
Lee.
cords everywhere.
Lee, you need to take a stack of Post-its and start leaving notes on all your things around the house that say, don't move this.
I got a jury summons today, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
And I
hope
filled
it's
out
a
all the
Trump
paperwork. It's I'm on deck from like July to December, which is insane.
What?
oh,
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Who do they think
It's
they are? The cable company?
yeah, it's fucking bizarre. But yeah, it's funny. They send you the letter in the mail, which has my name and address and all that shit on it because I'm in the system, right? And the thing shows up. It's like, hey, you're gonna fucking get on some jury duty coming up some point between July and May. Fill out this form and mail it back to us by the 17th, or there's a $500 fine. It's like, okay.
yikes.
And
Jesus.
then you open the form and it's like name, address. Like bitch, you know this. You just
Yeah.
sit in here.
It's shit you've got.
Yeah.
That's so
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is all the shit you've got already. So I fill that out and I put it on the counter. Rookie move. And then I come back
Oh.
later on and I'm like, babe, where the fuck is the jury summons? There's some things we have to leave where they are, okay?
You're getting that $500 fine.
You gotta leave some shit where it is, all right?
You get
She's like,
contempt
I
of
put-
court.
Motherfucker, it's in the bread box or some shit.
Of course.
Maybe she mailed it.
You know what?
I should.
Not gonna lie, Breadbox is a great place to hide shit.
Yeah.
Like if you need
But
to hide
she,
shit in a quickness,
Yeah, bread box to do it for sure.
but
I
not
had
if it's
to-
bigger than a bread box.
Yeah, that
Definitely
won't
not
fit.
then. That's just silly because then it'll be on the top. It won't work. She had put it with another envelope that also needed to be mailed, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'll allow this. It's okay.
All right,
She's
all
gotta
right,
fucking
all
run
right.
this by me. Yeah, that's a practical move. I can deal with that. But man, Mahoney talked about the Trump cases. Some fun shit happening in the world. Like today, in the one case was the hush money case. Stormy Daniels testified and told the story, and like I guess a lot of what she just told the creepy gross sex story, and
Mhm.
after, and like and all the stuff leading up to that, and like how the hush money shit going down, whatever. But you can't tell that story without telling the gross sex story. And after her testimony, the Trump's lawyer was like, I think we should get a mistrial because she just said a whole bunch of bad shit about this guy. And, I mean, it makes him sound real guilty.
Yeah.
So we should definitely have a mistrial. And the judge is like, fucking no.
The judge is like, maybe you
unreal.
should have objected when she testified that your client cream pied her no condom and then
Yeah.
said later sugar bunches. Or no, honey bunches.
Honey bunches.
That
And
was that was phenomenal. So Lee, you were talking about it earlier in the day, and then I saw a breakdown where the judge did say to them, because they were like,
Yeah.
no, this paints him in such a bad light, and like a lot of that was irrelevant. And the judge was like, yeah, I was actually really surprised you didn't object.
I was waiting for you to say
that.
something.
He's like, I probably would have ruled that it was irrelevant and that we should not be talking about that. But if you
Yeah.
don't object, what do you want me to do
Yeah,
about
I
it?
mean, but you just kept letting her tell him this fucked up story, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see where this goes.
Stellar lawyer team, just stellar.
And then I saw in the documents case, the classified documents case,
Oh
they were
my
trying to get
God.
that thrown out because there was like some document or some form somewhere that had said that, like, you know, hey, we're taking all this shit out of the house, or, you know, the closet, the bathroom, wherever the fuck we found it, you know, and we're gonna keep it in the order that we found it and all this stuff, scan whatever. And now his lawyers are like, oh, well, you know, looking through this, some of these scraps of paper definitely aren't in the same order that they were when you
prove it.
move the box. And they're like, these are not full boxes full of loose paper. Of course, like, you know, that's what we're like. They're like, what we're saying is we're not moving shit around between boxes. Ah, you said they're the same order. We got to throw this shit out. And the judge is like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like,
I mean,
no.
they're trying, right? One of these technicalities is gonna work.
Like, no, you had 78 boxes of shit you weren't supposed to have. Sorry if a napkin got misplaced
The
inside the box, you fucking dipshits.
Real.
the piece I saw today was that Walt Nada, who's the caddy, who Trump basically said, "Hey, hide this shit," apparently took cell phone photos of some of the documents and possibly texted them to somebody. So
Nice.
So
Unbelievable.
expect him to fully flip on Trump sooner than later.
I didn't see the details. I like flipped out of the video, but I did see the beginning of a TikTok of some lawyer who was like, so normally in cases like this, it's hard to prove the criminal conspiracy because it's,
Right.
not written down anywhere, but in this one, Trump wrote it down.
Yeah.
Wrote down the crime they were going to do on a piece of paper and was like, here's the details of how we're going to crime. Now let's go forth and crime.
Yeah. There was one, I think it might have been the hush money trial, where there was an email exchange or a text message exchange where somebody went, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing this on email.
Ah, what are you, stupid?
It's cool, though. It's cool to see all this stuff going down and to think, you know what? You want to talk about a 50-50 chance. There's a 50-50 chance he's going to be president again.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is,
Yeah.
there's basically a 100% chance he's the Republican nominee.
Oh, I
Well,
like.
they don't,
yeah.
they don't have anyone.
Yeah, I thought that
That's
was.
I mean,
he
who
is the
not?
presumptive.
Not him.
Even trying. You know, like there's like the guy is in court all over the country.
But
And
you
they're
know
like,
what?
nah, that's still the guy.
And I think this is where Ron DeSantis fucked
There are
up.
plenty of other cartoon
Uh,
villains. You know what I mean?
Meatball,
Like,
Meatball Ron.
Nikki
Yeah.
Haley hasn't dropped out, and she's still getting votes in most of these primaries. You know, like it's 100,000 people compared to hundreds of thousands for Trump, but she's still getting votes.
She's the closest thing they have to like a
She's
kind of reasonable person, it seems.
she's at least hoping to be runner up in case he goes to jail.
Yeah.
Literally the hyenas in the Lion King. She's like, if
Yeah.
I just hang around long enough, I'll get to eat some elephant.
Oh, fucking crazy. Like,
Honestly, there's worse spots to be in.
Yeah.
and the Democrats aren't putting anybody up against this fucking, weekend at Bernie's ass president we got now.
Genocide
What? No,
Joe,
he's-
baby.
He's perfect. Why would we put anyone else there?
I think it's so
fucking nuts.
funny.
He loves ice cream.
It's so funny when some fucking liberal is like, so you don't like what Joe Biden's doing, so you're just gonna vote for Trump, and it's like, no. Just because I'm not voting for Biden doesn't mean I'm voting for Trump. That's
But
stupid.
keep that attitude up. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gross.
Oh, I love it.
You want to play? Let's play.
You know what?
What's this? A red hat to wear? Okay.
I saw a thing yesterday that said that the presidential election will actually be decided by 8% of the voters.
Yeah.
8% of the voters, or 8%
Yeah.
of the population?
8% of the voters.
Oh,
Because most of the population doesn't vote.
because it's that close.
And because it, like I live in Tennessee. If I vote 10 times or don't vote at all, it doesn't make any fucking
Right.
difference because of the backward ass electoral college. It's gonna go to whoever the Republican guy is. It always will,
Mhm.
And so, talking about like the swing states and whatever, and those mythical undecided voters, it's like 8% of voters will basically determine the election. That's so fucking crazy. It's so crazy.
And that's why they focus on those assholes in Iowa every 4 years.
It's so crazy. Boggles the fucking mind. Like, I'm sure there was a time when the electoral college made sense, but that was a long fucking time ago. Like, it's so backwards and dumb.
And
It's the kind of thing where anyone else in a country with democratic elections is like, are you fucking serious?
did you guys see
What?
this? Have you been hearing about this Project 2025?
No.
No.
This is basically Trump's Order 66 for his second term if he gets elected again. And it's top to bottom. We are reshaping this country in our own image. And there was a tweet that I retweeted today. One of the framers of this Project 2025 is like, yeah, as soon as Trump gets in, we're banning pornography. Just watch how our country thrives once we ban pornography.
Like the most insane part of that is Homeboy's currently on trial because of him having sex with a porn star.
Exactly. You ban pornography, he's gonna break out into a cold sweat. He's gonna look like Giuliani dripping hair dye down his forehead.
And I see that, and I think, you know what? Maybe Trump does need to go into the White House, and he needs to try this banning porn thing, and then we will truly unite as a country for the first time in our 200 plus years on this planet. I said it. I said, men, women, black, white, Asian, stepmom, big dick, big tits, POV. We will all unite under one cause.
Trump announces that porn's banned, and Drake is like, so I can't watch the end of Stranger Things? Where's the fun?
Oh, God. Baby Aldrizette.
What a time. What
This
a time, you guys.
Whole Kendrick Drake feud just has me frothing at the mouth. So this is episode 660, right?
Yes.
So that means episode 666 is 6 episodes from now. And I think we've decided that's when we address our enemies, right?
Makes sense. This was really the whole rap battle thing has been making me think like, damn, we should address our enemies.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be as hot in six episodes, but that's too good to pass up.
Yeah, you got
They
it's
need
time.
addressing.
It's time.
I already have the thumbnail in my mind. It's just gonna be that picture of Eddie Kingston. The Popcast addresses its enemies. Might need
And,
to be a
not for
two-parter.
nothing, we have the technology to craft a bunch of diss tracks.
Hmm.
I mean, I've been dropping bars all weekend in the group chat.
I made a diss track for Mahoney's sister-in-law the other day.
You sure did. Both of you did.
I wonder if that would work if you used the genre of diss track in the prompt.
I tried that one time. It didn't do anything.
Because it seems like 90% of the songs you guys share are like emo folk pop songs.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, how do we get the AI to get meaner?
Yeah, we're gonna need some hard ass beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some evidence that it can do metal. So I mean, it can branch out. You gotta just be maybe super specific.
There was that one song that sounded like Dragon Force. I forget what the premise was. It was probably fucked up.
I mean, it was definitely fucked up, for sure.
I love how we were like, okay, some of these aren't fit for public consumption, and Lee was like, okay, I'm gonna share the one about the ladyboy first and foremost.
If you know, you know.
The one about the lady boy.
Juggler John says it don't do hip hop well.
Boo.
Yeah.
That's interesting. An interesting concept. Like pop music is easy to AI, right?
Well, yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because it's all
yes.
formulaic.
Very formulaic.
Hip hop's more like jazz. Beep da beep bop. You're a pedophile.
Put that in.
Yeah, I got fucking nothing else going on. I got a bunch of new toys. That's been pretty cool. I got the Spy Family figure arts. I got those in. They're pretty great.
Oh, that tiny
a bunch
little
of-
hand.
Oh my god!
Don't let Drake see that
time.
tiny little hand.
It's all the Anya parts are so freaking small. It's insane, but very well engineered. Like it's a great little figure. But yeah, I was not prepared for how dainty and teeny tiny those hands were. Like, imagine a little tiny toy fist about a quarter the size of your pinky nail, and it's almost small enough.
Mhm. Yeah, it would
It's
seem
so
it
tiny.
would be easier just to replace the entire arm, so you
Whole
don't have
damn
to
arm,
fuck
yeah.
with the tiny little hands.
But I got my little bin here. I got my little tray full of parts for all my shits. And then I can swap parts out and don't get faces mixed up and whatnot. Because that's who I am as a person now. I'm categorized and separated out all my parts and bits and such. Because
It
I got a lot
helps.
of parts and bits. Yeah, it does help. Yeah. And for those, it's a little bit different when, you can definitely tell which hand's a Spider-Man hand and which hand's a Captain America hand. But you got a bunch of flesh-colored fists with just different sized peg holes. Like, fuck.
Oh
You
god
gotta
damn it!
you gotta separate those guys.
Yeah.
Those need to be separated. Yeah, but just hanging out with those, taking fucking dope pictures. Because Nicole got me a handheld smoke machine for my birthday. The thing
Mhm.
is fucking cool.
And
And
I
having a
said,
blast of that thing.
I got a handheld smoke machine in the garage.
Believe it.
In fact, when Jose and I first lived together, when we were doing a video project using a bunch of toys, and we had the mystery machine, which is actually sitting right here on my desk right now, and literally smoked a cigarette and blew it into the mystery machine to make it look like
Hell
it was
yeah.
smoky on the inside.
That's awesome. Fucking oh shit!
For the love of the
I got a
game.
big van right there. That's a great idea.
Hell yeah! Smoke that shit out, homie. You got that little Ted
Gonna.
with the bong?
I do. Yeah. I got a van
Oh.
and everything over here.
You're gonna need
Hey.
to create the best toy blunt rotation. So it'd be do you have a Scooby and a Shaggy?
I think so, yeah.
So Scooby and Shaggy, they're in.
Uh-huh.
Ted, you're in.
Ted's in.
Do you have a Rob Van Dam?
I got a Jay and Silent Bob right here someplace.
There you go. There you go.
I got one of those. Yep.
Love it.
What's I got? And fucking, I got a bunch of Michelangelos. You know, he parties.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Absolutely.
I like it. I think we're getting there.
Yeah, I got a workshop that. It'll just be the whole, it'll be the basement in that 70s show. With a bunch of dope-ass toys. Yeah, what you got going on, Knives?
And not a bunch of Scientologist rapists like in the
No.
70s show.
No, not like that actual basement set, as it turns out.
The only one that wasn't a piece of shit was Topher, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, and they all hated him.
because he wasn't a piece of shit.
Yep.
Yep, because he didn't do the weird Scientology pedophile things with them, so they couldn't trust him. Allegedly. Oh, so this past weekend was May the 4th, also our anniversary, so that's been cool. Mary's been off all week. We've obviously been watching a lot of Star Wars. Surprise, surprise. And, you know, you watch these fucking movies as often as we do. You pick things up. You get little theories here and there. You give yourself a reason for watching Attack of the Clones again. And I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, so they're on Geonosis. They're at the big gladiator arena, and the Yoda flies in with the clones, the clone army, to save all the Jedis.
Yep.
And then they have this big ground battle between the Trade Federation, the Separatists, and the new clone army, the Republic clone army. And you look at some of these vehicles and ships that the clone army has, and they look a little bit like some of the ships from the original trilogy, but they're very different. And then I'm also thinking about how you don't really ever see, except for Mandalorian, you don't ever really see the ships from the prequels in either the original trilogy or even in the sequels.
Sure.
Which is really weird because, you know, the Empire is essentially up and running in Attack of the Clones. Well, they got the clone army. The Empire doesn't start until Revenge of the Sith. And these vehicles are so vastly different from what we see in the original trilogy, and I don't think that's how, like, weapons and vehicles work. Because as long as I've been alive, like, a tank has looked the same. A fucking fighter jet has looked the same.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I said when they first came out. Like, you know, when Phantom Menace came out, I'm like, for something that takes place before New Hope, shit looks a lot fancier and better.
And let me
couldn't help themselves.
Let me contextualize it a little bit more for you. So the timeline of Star Wars is measured by BBY and ABY. It's kind of like AD and BC, but it's before the Battle of Yavin and after the Battle of Yavin. The Battle of Yavin is where the first Death Star exploded. So the Clone Wars, the events of the Clone Wars, are only 22 years before A New Hope. So you're telling me in 22 years they've completely, like, rebuilt their brand new fleet? Oh, actually, well, no, if you think about it, it would probably be only 10 years later, because it's not like those things look brand fucking new in the original trilogy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But then think of the sequels. All the vehicles look the same. They just got little tweaks. Like, the TIE fighters are black and they got that little red on them. I don't think they're called AT-ATs, but they're basically gorilla AT-ATs. They got big old knuckles that drag on the ground, but essentially the same design. And you think of not only just like war machines like tanks or fighter jets, but it's not like cars change drastically in 10 to 20 years. 40 over decades you could see the change in vehicle manufacturing. It's just for the original trilogy we've been watching this Light and Magic documentary series on Disney Plus. We started it tonight. And Lucas wanted that original trilogy to look lived in. Everything needs to be a little dirty, a little grimy. It's been around for a while. And then he's like, okay, but 22 years earlier, they had all different shit. Everything's streamlined and shiny. Like, if you want to do that, you got to do it like Solo, where you see the Millennium Falcon brand new, which was 13 years before Battle of Yavin.
Right, yeah. No,
So,
I
like,
think that's all completely valid.
You show me... they got that big shot at the end of Attack of the Clones, where the clones are loading up onto these Star Destroyers, which also look different design-wise from the Star Destroyers you see in the original. And those are fucking huge! You're telling me they just scrapped all those fucking things?
Well, yeah, it's uncontrolled bureaucracy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they
well,
just
I
wanted
guess...
Yeah, there's no greater military-industrial complex than the Galactic Empire. You know?
One of the ways I thought about it to kind of explain it away is, they're conquering the galaxy. So they're going from system to system and being like, oh, what do you call this? Oh, an AT-AT? Okay, we'll take 900. Do they work well in snow? And the manufacturer's like, what the fuck is snow?
The only part of it that would make sense is if there was some sort of explanation about, like, well, we had to rebuild because we lost so many of the vehicles. Like, they got destroyed or something.
And you know what? I feel like current Star Wars is basically filling in all of those mistakes.
Yeah.
Kind of like errors. They're fixing all that shit.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So I think they'll eventually get around to it.
Dave Filoni just filling all the plot holes.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, I will say, so I just finished Bad Batch, like, yesterday, I think. And you're right, they are filling in all those holes. But one problem that I was having is I was like, I don't care about these holes. I don't care about this story. So I don't want to watch every single Star Wars series be about how Palpatine got cloned. Like, I don't care about Palpatine getting cloned.
They're just...
Well, Mahoney, somehow he returned.
Yeah.
In Fortnite. We know what happened in Fortnite.
Yeah, like, him coming back was stupid. I don't want an explanation.
They're like, but no, it'll be cool, we promise.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been doing it in the last season of Mandalorian. They were kind of...
I know, it's everywhere. It's everything is trying to explain away one stupid line and an ending scene of Palpatine being back. And it's like, can we not? Can we just pretend it didn't happen?
He'll be back. Palpatine will return.
You know what I saw the end of the other day is Eternals. And at the end of Eternals, it says Eternals will return. And that bothered me. That bothered me so
Sure,
much.
they will.
I was like,
I was in the theater and I'm
Eternals
like,
will
that sounds like a threat.
They'll get right
Yeah,
on
like-
that.
but even beyond all that, like, do you mean the Eternals will return? What do you mean by Eternals will return? Like,
Yeah, that's not great.
what does that even mean?
I mean,
explain yourself.
It could...
filmmaker.
They could get away with just having one Eternal return.
Yeah.
Or no, it would have to be two. It would have to be plural. It's probably what's his name from One Direction and Patton Oswalt as Puck.
Harry Styles. It's just it says Eternals, but it's parenthesis S. So it's like, maybe plural, maybe singular. We don't know.
It's not Puck. Puck's from Alpha Flight. What's the little goblin name that Star Fox showed up with in Eternals.
Oh,
Is it not Puck? Pip. Pip the troll?
Pip
Yeah,
the
it's
Troll,
Pip.
Right? Yeah, Pip.
Pip.
Yeah.
The
Pip.
Goblin Boy.
Pip.
Good old Pip the troll.
Pip Pip
Oh,
Cheerio.
Pip.
That's it for
Happy
me, though.
anniversary, guys.
May
Let's
the
have a good
excessive
time.
force be with you.
A lot of that too. Like a lot of that too right now. Time, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when, the world was on fire in 2023 and we're like, man, I hope this isn't the new normal.
Well, I mean, this is giving
2020,
me.
I mean.
Yeah. This is definitely giving me 2020 nostalgia.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was it worked super great for Trump to have a bunch of unrest and protests and riots the summer before the election. So I hope that goes well for Joe Biden.
What a time.
Remember when Macklemore rose up out of a coffin and ruined Joe Biden's political ambitions?
Macklemore woke up this morning and went hard in the fucking paint.
Yeah.
Yep.
Macklemore said,
Crazy.
Biden, you're a pedophile.
He was like, you know what? I'm going to make it cool to think. I mean, not that it's not already cool to think that he's doing a shitty job, but like, he's like, I think this needs to be a bit more mainstream.
But what is shitty about it is that there's a very good chance that, Biden, anybody else that matters, is like, boy, they sure are committing some horrible atrocities over there. But they can't say that or won't say that because Israel is the only thing close to a buddy the United States has over there.
Yep.
So they can do whatever the fuck they want to because it's better, apparently, to turn a blind eye to crimes against humanity than not have a buddy next door to Iran. It's so fucking crazy. So weird.
Yeah.
Remember when Iran started launching rockets and it was kind of like, oh man, cool, the good guys are here.
Yeah, like for a minute we all rooted for Iran.
Yeah.
America, Patui! That's the only Iranian character I know of.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably the
think you
bad
nailed it.
guys. The bad guys in Argo. There we go.
Ah, yeah.
Do we actually see any Iranian people in that movie? I don't remember.
You know what? I haven't seen that, and I need to.
No, I think
Argo's
they-
great.
Movie, so
I'm
probably
sure.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, no, they go to Iran. at
They
one
go
point.
to Iran, but I don't remember there being any actual Iranian characters.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they were like pretending to make that movie. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah.
Probably like at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Iron Sheik probably wasn't even
The
really
driver.
Iranian, was he?
Doubt it.
He might have been.
He might have been.
It was either that or Italian. It's one of the two.
What you got going on, Kelly?
Iran.
No, I haven't
away.
been going. I didn't go to Iran. I haven't been doing much. As we speak right now, I am playing the Nintendo 64 Super Smash Brothers on my phone, which is a wild experience.
Wow.
That's weird.
I got this like game emulator. It's called Delta, and it emulates a bunch of older systems and on iPhone, and it's really
Okay.
good. But it's kind of hard to play Smash Brothers on a phone. But it was more of
Yeah, I
the
bet.
it was more of the I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I am in fact doing it.
Get an old like miniature tube TV and see if you can hook your phone up to it.
Oh, that would be cool. But yeah, so I haven't been doing much on Saturday. Tried a new Vietnamese restaurant that opened up by me, and it was very much the more white people friendly version of the one that I already go to down the street.
Hmm.
Perfect.
Like, the one I go down the street is perfect. I walk in, we're always like the only white people in there.
And
Immediately, you just get hit by a wave of like humidity. It's tremendous.
Yeah. You're like,
Love
oh,
that
this is the
place.
real shit right here.
Yeah, that's
okay.
when you
Yeah.
know you found the good place. When
Yeah. And this new place, I'm like, all right, there's a lot of honkies in here.
Mhm.
It's kind of nice in here. They got like an Instagram flower photo wall. and
Yep.
I'm like,
Yeah, sounds like every fucking restaurant.
Yeah. I was like, it was fine. I don't know if I'll be going back.
They got big letters on the wall that say "Eat."
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love.
Yep. Eat.
Is it? It's a Vietnamese place, so it's probably called something stupid like "for real." PHO.
That would be good. But yeah,
Kelly's
so
like, I would eat at for real.
For
I would.
show.
Yeah, I would definitely go to For Real.
For shizzle. K Nizzles for shizzle.
I think you're onto something here.
I like big bowls of soup and noodles.
You do.
Fucking A.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't?
Last weekend, Mary's dad and stepmom were in town, so we go out to eat with them, and it's always trying to figure out where do we go, and they're staying at a hotel, and right next door is this Vietnamese pho place, but it's also like they got sushi and hibachi, they got all the Asian stuff in one place.
Yeah. All the hits.
And we mentioned it at one point, and they didn't really seem interested. And then later on, I was like, "Oh, I know why he doesn't want to go to the Vietnamese place. He is
Reminds
a
him of the war.
Vietnam veteran."
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh.
I mean, not like he was.
He thinks he's gonna step in the restaurant, fall into a trap.
It's not like he was a POW or anything, but I know Mary tells the story.
He wasn't chilling with John McCain.
Yeah, Mary tells the story that her dad wouldn't let them watch Forrest Gump because he thought it was making fun of Vietnam. Thought it was making fun of the situation.
So what you're telling me is
I think
he
that's
never
an
saw
interesting
Forrest Gump
take on
either.
Forrest Gump. Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Because
He got the
know.
Mahoney cut of Forrest Gump that had no Lieutenant Dan in it.
Yeah. He heard like one bad review from a buddy and was like, no, that's all I need to know.
that's hilarious. 'Cause
Shout out, Tim. I know you're
What's his
listening.
take on Tropic Thunder?
Oh, I hope Tim is listening. I asked Tim who his favorite member of the podcast is.
Probably be you, Kelly.
I bet it's Mahoney.
I don't know. Mahoney is a little spicy for Tim.
I'm not spicy.
You're okay. You are spicy. You are spicy.
he's like, whoa, hey, whoa, hold the fuck on.
I'm a spicy boy.
Yeah, it's true. We're all pretty spicy.
I think he might like Lee's frankness.
Frankness. All right. Yeah. I like
It's
that.
a nice way to describe you, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. I'm frank. Yeah. I'm Lee, but also frank. You know what I'm saying?
Frankly,
Okay. I'm gonna keep that one in my back pocket.
You're welcome.
Yeah, keep a little Frank in your back pocket.
the only time someone's described me as frank is when I smelled like hot dogs.
Oh, speaking of tiny things in your pocket, Zoe told me to tell you, Mahoney, that your Tito will be in the mail shortly.
Make
it.
sure you poke some holes in
Love
the
it.
box.
Fucking hilarious. Yeah, my daughter started making these little clay figurines that are actually pretty great. And Mahoney's first response was, "How much for a Tito?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't
Everyone was
say-
like,
got you,
I
fam.
was like, no, seriously.
Give me that Tito.
Don't tell Mahoney that you are custom making things on the cheap.
Anything.
Don't let him know that you can custom make a pillow. Don't let
Yeah.
him know that you can custom make a puppet. Don't let him know You could make a custom Tito or do. Definitely
I saw
let
the
him
other day a
know.
place where you can get custom stuffed animals, and I was like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
glorious.
Oh yeah, gotta get a custom stuffed animal.
Yeah, when
Yeah, what was it? What was it going to be?
I'm sure we'll find
I
out
didn't
eventually.
even. I don't know. I don't know. Probably one of you.
That's the best thing about when Mahoney finds something like that. He's like, "Oh, I'm definitely saving this for later." And
Yeah.
it's just the anticipation
Exactly.
of, "Oh no, when's it
Exactly.
gonna drop?"
Someday there will be a reason for someone to have a custom stuffed animal. And I've got the page marked in my Instagram.
In my mind, it's the same girl that made a puppet of her boyfriend. She's making the stuffed animals.
I would honestly love that. That would make it
That
so
girl-
much better to me.
That girl has a story, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Just a fucking tale, that one. But it's also so hard to tell if, anybody's
real.
fucking genuine. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everyone's full of shit.
Everyone trying to
Hard
pull
to
the
say.
wool.
No, I think that's real. I mean, you can see the puppet.
And you can
Well,
see
yeah.
the trauma in her eyes.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you can't fake. That's
yeah,
true.
that speech impediment is legit.
Guys, now I'm playing Pokemon Stadium too.
Oh,
I have been
Mahoney.
following her since I found that, and she's a delight. She seems very traumatized by that whole relationship.
Juggalo John in the chat says, "Sounds like Zoe needs a 3D printer." Don't forget, Mahoney, that Mary has a 3D printer, and she's been
Oh,
working
Yeah,
on
she
that
slapped
this
some
week.
tits on the president.
Oh, you just reminded me. She hid that for when her dad and stepmom came over, and I have not seen it since. I don't know where she hid it.
Oh no.
apparent. So they don't like patriotism? That's what we're doing now?
Yeah, I don't understand why you would need to hide it
It
like
was
that.
there at least a couple visits before my mom said, "Is that George Washington with boobs?" And we said, "Oh,
You said close.
mother. It sure is." So I got to tell him the whole story about George Washington with tits.
Did you play him the song?
No. Yeah, that was like 16 AI songs back. How am I going to find
Yeah, it'll be so hard to find.
that? Yeah. I was trying to do something, go back and look at something on one of my timelines.
Oh, it's gone forever.
I was going through AEW YouTube videos, and I was trying to get to a specific point in their run, and like I could get so far from the beginning, and then it would like error out on me, and then I could get so far back from now, but that little sweet spot in the middle, and it was like 100 pages of videos. I'm just clicking
Yeah,
next.
right.
Or I'm scrolling down, scroll, and then it's like, nope, sorry. Everything's broken.
Yep.
There's just too much stuff.
Nothing works the way it used to anymore. Google's all shitty now.
Oh my god.
Google is so shitty now. You can never find anything.
I just fear the day that they just decide to shut down Gmail or Google Drive.
There was that the article about Gina Carano being like, "Yeah, I would be open to returning to Star Wars. Give me a call,
That
Disney."
is hysterical.
I would
That-
like money, please.
That article, if you read the whole thing, I don't know if it's they just need an editor or if it was AI, because there were a lot of telltale signs in that article. Just weird syntax, weird spelling errors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Most likely AI.
Well, I mean, what do you need a human to regurgitate fucking Wichita Comic-Con quotes from The artist formerly known as Cara Dune.
The artist.
I mean,
formerly
you know,
known
I don't want to
as-
fucking write it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to have to pay somebody to do that, so just fucking
No,
AI
At
that
least AI won't be laughing at her when they're writing down her quotes.
shit. And, the other bit of I had heard this information prior, but the article reminded me it's that Elon Musk was funding her lawsuit because he said if anyone loses a job because something they put on Twitter, I will fucking pay for your legal bills. And still, she only sued Disney for 75 grand.
That is maybe the most shocking thing. It's like, I mean,
She's just like,
you
I
said,
just want a reasonable amount.
She really thought that if she went low enough, they would just be like, okay, that's fine. Like, just pay it. You know? She
Yeah.
absolutely was like, they won't even fight this.
I don't know if
And they said,
if
"Fuck
Disney
off."
is known for just being like, you know what, we're not gonna fight this.
They are not
Yeah, they
well,
are.
Also, but here's the thing, Nice. She's not like
smart.
you know, super
Yeah,
smart.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Been got a little bit of CTE up in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, I definitely have known dumber, but I've also
Mhm.
definitely known smarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's one of those.
But if you're really serious about this lawsuit and that they took your job from you unlawfully and cost you this role, you're telling me that role was only worth 75 grand to you?
Yeah, exactly. It's a bad number. It's a bad number because, you know, all
Yeah.
the licensing
Yeah.
and, you know, all the other, you know, that character could have been in all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
if she hadn't
she
fucked around,
could have
you know?
had
Convention
steady work.
appearances would get you more than 75 grand.
She could have had steady work for 30 years. Just
Mm-hmm.
either
Oh, for sure.
being in shows, you know, being in merchandise,
Yeah,
coming
fucking
back.
voice a video game once in
Yeah,
a while,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, not to mention, she probably was making a lot more money at Comic Cons before she was a fucking idiot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that Comic Cons are still hosting her.
Oh, they will host anybody if they'll fucking get people to come in the door. They don't care what kind of people come in the door. I was at a Comic Con where Rod Blagojevich came in Chicago, fresh off his most recent
Yeah,
illegal
but that
scandal.
was
Oh man, I
also like
forgot about that guy.
that was last throes of Wizard World
yeah.
kind of
True.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. That was a wild time, though.
Sure was.
It was like, come get a picture with disgraced former, what was he, governor, mayor, whatever
Governor,
he was.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He tried to sell off Obama's Senate position.
That's right.
And it was recorded on audio, basically saying this is how much you have to pay for Obama's Senate seat.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't even close. Like you didn't have to. You know, there was no subtext.
Maybe we shouldn't do this
Don't
over
write
email.
down your crimes.
I
Don't
wonder.
write
Yeah,
down
that's
your
why-
crimes.
Whenever John Oliver talks about it, he always refers to, when Trump was president, he always referred to all this shit as stupid Watergate. He's like, because it's just
Mhm.
like Watergate, except everyone involved is stupid.
Just
Stupid ass Watergate.
Stupid criminals.
Stupid criminals as, you know, the most powerful people in the country. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you know, like I know it's always been that way. Like it's very hard to reach a certain echelon of power and, you know, not be somehow morally compromised. Like it's very difficult, but like at least have the decency to put on a nice, pretty mask.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like don't fucking, you know, just string out a parade of like season 1 Batman villains as your cabinet, man. Like at least try to pretend pretend like you have the best interests at heart, you know?
The cast of Dick Tracy.
Straight up, yeah. Fucking, what was the one guy's name? Fucking Scaramucci,
Who
Alfalfa.
press secretary.
he was in the cabinet for like a record 3 days.
Yeah.
Turnover
This guy
was so
comes out-
bad.
fucking comes out at the podium, looking to talk to the press. Meanwhile, he was just dangled off a building by Batman 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and he worked for Trump for like 3 days and now has a standing invitation at all the cable news networks.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy. What a time.
You don't even see
Interesting
Gina Carano
era.
on Fox News these days. They don't even fuck with her.
No.
She can't. She's an idiot. What are you going to interview her about?
They bring all kinds of right-wing assholes on there just to say whatever.
Yeah, like the what's his face?
Tyrus.
Yeah, Tyrus, right. The artist formerly known as Brodus Clay. He's on
Mhm.
Fox News all the time.
Catch Scratch Fever. What's his name? Yeah, the Nuge. Mike Lindell from My Pillow.
Oh, who could forget Pillow
I
Man?
just found the picture that we have of him when they edit it to make it look like he's doing a vlog, like while he's driving his car, and he's going like 100 miles an hour. And then I took the screenshot and I put captions at the bottom that was like, "Remember, Patriots, you don't need to watch the road if you let Jesus take the wheel."
I was addicted to crack cocaine. Whenever somebody leads with that, really sets a tone.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah, when you lead with that, like everything they say is gonna be cool.
being a crack addict is like being in the NWO.
Yeah.
It's for life. Like, you might have dry periods, you might be sober for a long time, but you are a crack addict until you die.
For life. I'm a crackhead. I'm a crackhead. I'm a crackhead. I'm a crackhead.
That theme still fucking slaps.
Smoking crack. Smoking
AI,
crack.
write a
Smoking
theme song for My Pillow's Mike Lindell if he was in the NWO.
Now, right when
Flash.
he was in the WNBA.
I just flashed on the NWO sold out pay per view
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
when they didn't bring music for all the WCW guys.
Yeah. And
pretty
the
fun.
refs were all crooked.
Yeah. Pretty good. That's a good bit.
I remember, like, the first couple of weeks watching Nitro. I didn't watch from the beginning, but I was watching. I started during the height of, like, the NWO. And I was like, so what is this NWO? Oh, are they, like, starting another company?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And they
Like,
were
that's
actually
fun
going
shit.
to at one point.
Yeah.
They were going to split it off. It was going to be like Raw and SmackDown.
Because,
Sounded like you said Ron SmackDown.
Raw and
That's a person.
SmackDown.
Ron SmackDown.
Ron the SmackDown Johnson.
Mahoney, you reminded me of a great wrestling thing. So after Tony Khan got Tony Khan drived by the Young Bucks, and he wasn't going to be able to be participating at AEW shows anymore, the Butcher said, "I'll take over. My name is Randy Jacksonville. I'll run AEW." And Randy Jacksonville made me
Absolutely
giggle.
none of this makes any sense to me at all.
But Randy Jacksonville is a bomb-ass name.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
pretty
good
good.
name.
It's a good name. A very good name. That's a very good name.
Oh, guys, I've got Rampage World Tour playing on my phone now.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, I heard Rampage and I thought AEW Rampage.
No.
But then I thought you meant like WCW NWO Revenge, and then I finally got to Rampage.
I
The
could get No
monkey and
Mercy.
the Godzilla. I mean, don't fucking tempt me like that. Does it work on Android?
I don't know. I'm sure you could get your broad wife to figure out an emulator. for you.
Oh,
Broad wife.
what?
She's gonna love
Kelly.
that line.
What in the fuck?
What? I didn't say anything wrong. We all know it's true.
It's what we were all thinking.
Exactly.
Oh my god. I love my broad wife.
Yeah.
I love your broad wife too. She's great.
She's the best.
Great. What you got going on, Mahoney? How's the house? Who you got staying there right now?
Empty.
You just back to? Oh, thank God.
Him and some
Back to
slut.
normal. Back to normal. It's all empty now.
Yeah,
This weekend was my nieces. So I have 4 nieces, 2 nephews, and it was the youngest niece. It was her graduation, but all the nieces are older than the nephews, so she's not the youngest in the family, but the youngest niece.
High school or
Her
college?
graduation, college.
Okay.
And so that was a big to do. She's the first. Like, her dad didn't go to college, her mom didn't go to college. Like, nobody,
right,
none
so
of her
she-
grandparents went to college. She's like the first one to go to college. Like,
So she fucking made
Yeah.
good. All right, gotcha.
in her line. Yeah. So big deal. So Saturday was the ceremony. So Lisa's sister flew in from North Carolina to go to that. Lisa drove her sister and her mom. It's like 90 minutes away where she went to school. So she drove them out there to go to that. I stayed home and watched the kids because those of us who have been to a graduation know that they suck.
Yeah.
They're terrible and they're not interesting, and it's a big waste of everybody's time.
Yep. Whether
But if
you're
you-
just there to support or whether it's your actual graduation. Truly
Yeah,
is
exactly.
a dinosaur in our
Yeah.
society.
Terrible time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am trying to and failing
Yeah.
to watch my face every time my sister-in-law mentions her daughter's preschool graduation. It's a fucking
Ugh.
daycare graduation, and I'm like,
That's not
No.
even real. That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
seriously.
they got a fucking kindergarten graduation that they do. There's a fucking 8th grade graduation that they do now. Like, I mean, we're just celebrating the lowest benchmarks of mediocrity. It's
I will state right now, and I will make good on this. When it comes to my kids, if they're like, I don't want to go to graduation, I'm going to say, good. I
Hell
don't
yeah.
want to go to your graduation either.
Let's go lay
Yeah.
in bed and watch TV.
Yeah.
Seriously.
you know, like I don't
Let's
like.
do literally anything else.
I
But,
told
you
my
know.
sister-in-law, I go, what are we celebrating her graduation for? She can't even read yet. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Preschool graduation should be you line up all the kids, and if you don't shit your pants, you graduate.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
fucking they're just using it as a reason to sell people little tiny caps and gowns and shit.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Sing a song,
Oh.
bozo.
It's all a conspiracy from
Well-
tiny cap and gown.
Fucking
I
big,
knew it.
big, small cap and gown.
Big tiny
I
cap
knew
and
it was a
gown.
I knew it was a big waste of time, but the rest of them, it's a big deal because she's the
You know-
first
Sure
one in the
shit
family.
not gonna fly across the country for it.
You know,
like, come
Mahoney,
on.
Well,
this-
yeah, I'm definitely, seriously.
This past
seriously. So then they
weekend-
all go.
This past weekend was my anniversary with my wife, but I did
Yeah.
strongly consider flying to you guys just so I could see your niece's graduation. And I
Yeah,
thought
you know
maybe
what?
I'd stay
That
for
would've
like
made
5
my day.
days.
That would have been great.
He'd have been like,
Would have loved that.
who is this and why is he here?
The only part about that would have been awkward is my sister-in-law would have been like, "Hello, I'm here," and the kids would have been like, "We don't give a shit. Uncle Knives is here. We're going with him."
Oh,
So I knew it was going to be a big waste of time, but they haven't gone through it before, and Lisa's too nice to say anything, so off they go. And then Sunday is their graduation party, and I get to the graduation party, and each one of them individually is like, "Yeah, we went to that graduation yesterday, and like." It
Fucking
was like
sucked.
3.5 hours of just nonsense. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, it sucks.
I know. They're like, every single head of every department at the college had to give a speech, and like, I don't care about any of that. I was like, I know, it's done. I tried to tell y'all. So yeah, they all figured it out at the end. So we're at the graduation party, and
how
my
much
nephew-
more upsetting would it be if they didn't? Right? Somebody comes back and they're like, "Golly gee, that was such a time."
That
Oh,
was
man,
so
let me just
good.
tell
That
you.
was moving.
oh,
That was whatever.
I
Yeah,
I
like,
thought it was
that
over,
would've been
and
way
then the
more
fucking
upsetting.
head of the economics department came up, and he had a speech.
Mm-hmm.
It was just,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
banger after banger after banger.
Exactly. That would have been horrendous.
Graduation.
I would have had a real hard time participating in that conversation.
Graduation would be
It's
fun
so fucked up.
if, like, your autism is things being said out loud in alphabetical order.
Oh, get this shit. When I graduated, we didn't do alphabetical order. We did it so the front was like
Bingo
the top
style?
10. The top 10. No, and then it was by height.
Hell yeah.
What?
By
It was
height?
by height. Yes. So the top
Oh,
10 were up
Tortito.
front, and then exactly, he would have been up there first.
Sounds like a
Tito's still
a
waiting
Drake
for them
diss
to read
track.
his name.
Yeah,
It
so was just
sounds
me and a
like-
bunch of fucking mouth breathers in the back of the line.
It sounds like whoever was organizing your graduation really hated that little person student that went to your school.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
They
it was
hated that they're
because-
in the gifted class.
It was because they liked having like when they're in line getting ready to go up, each row goes up at a time. The rows are all about the same height, and they're like, that is visually pleasing.
Yeah, that is someone
my
else's
God,
autism.
That's so stupid. Yeah,
crazy
that's
town.
so dumb.
You had alphabetical autism person fighting height autism person, and height
Yeah,
autism person
straight up.
won. I
One
have
of my
autism
all-time
seniority.
favorite Tennessee school stories is when you told us how your kids have like a 2-hour bus ride because there's only one bus for like the entire like tri-state area. And I
Yeah,
was like,
it's
that's not
significant.
how it is elsewhere. And you
Yeah.
guys, you were like, what?
Yeah, I just thought, the bus was a death march process for everybody all the time. I didn't know it was just me.
No. Yeah. Some of our other states have more than one bus, and it doesn't take that long.
Yeah, Nicole was the same way. She's like, "What do you mean we can't have the kids ride the bus?" I go, "Because it's a 2-hour ride." And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
That's insane.
And then
Yeah.
and then one day they had to ride the bus for something, and they got off the bus and they're like, "Jesus, don't make us do that again." It was like 6:30. They rolled up.
I had to ride the bus
That's
in
horrendous.
Florida in August, but thankfully that was only like a 20-minute ride.
Nah, they would
Yeah.
legit roll up at like 4:45 if they rode the bus.
Insane.
Yeah.
Do they have air conditioning on the Florida buses back then? or-
No.
Holy cow. Yeah, that's torture.
Yeah.
You could like actually get harmed. Okay, so we're at graduation, right? My nephew, Mia's younger brother, he's I think 13, maybe 12. Maybe 12. I don't know if he's cracked 13 yet. Maybe he's 13. Who cares? He's somewhere around that age. He's joined the baseball team this year. And so he's selling raffle tickets. And he's, taking advantage of the party to sell a bunch of raffle tickets. So he's selling the raffle
Solid
tickets.
move.
and
Yep.
somebody
Okay.
buys-
Yep. Good move. Good
Somebody
move.
buys a bunch. And he's like, thanks. I'm really hoping to get the first prize for the Red Sox tickets. And Lisa's like, you don't get the prize. And he's like, what do you mean? And she's like, you're selling raffle tickets. Whoever buys the ticket wins the raffle. And he was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, that little idiot.
So he thought if he sold the most tickets, he got the Sox
He
tickets.
thought if he sold the ticket that got pulled, he would win the raffle. And it's like, no,
Why?
the person who
Why?
bought
That's
the
even
ticket
dumber.
wins.
That's even worse.
Oh, why?
That's even dumber. Like what?
No. I agree.
You know
I
what?
agree.
You know what? I know this it takes a backseat to everything I just said, but you need to celebrate that motherfucker's graduation, okay? Because it's gonna be a big deal
Like-
when he makes it.
Lisa's like, the person who buys the ticket wins the item. And he goes, what do I get? I'm like, you get to play on the baseball team. Like, that's what you get. You get fucking Doritos and Gatorade. I don't know, man.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. Oh,
It was
That's-
wild.
Sweet little dummy.
It's
Oh, that's
the
so
It
good.
was really something.
it's the silent auction from The Office where Dwight guesses he does guess the price instead of
Yeah.
instead of an auction, and he wins everything.
Oh, god damn. That's good. That's some shit Jax would
It
do.
was unreal.
And then he finds out that's not true. He's like, well, I'm not selling a single other fucking ticket then.
Yeah, basically. I think that was
Yeah.
essentially his thought process.
Yeah,
He was like,
exactly.
I've been busting my ass for this.
I thought I was going to Boston. Apparently not. Oh, that's so good. I love it.
But yeah, that was my whole weekend. Just that graduation stuff and all the family things that come along with it. So
Yeah,
it
we've got
was not bad.
people coming in, like, again, from out of town for this fucking kindergarten or preschool graduation, which boggles my mind.
That doesn't even count.
No.
Like, that,
No, it doesn't even count.
Okay, so
No.
I'm all
Do you want
right.
better?
I'm all right with a preschool graduation ceremony just for the kids, possibly the parents, if you want to go.
I'm not gonna travel for it.
But
Out of your
No,
nobody should be
absolutely not.
traveling for that.
Seriously.
Like, travel if you want to hang out with the kids because they're now out of school, but
yeah.
don't roll 15 deep to a preschool graduation.
Yeah.
Huh,
No.
I'll do you one better. My wife and her sister are going back to Illinois to visit her other sister because she's throwing her kid a half birthday party.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
there like a because her actual birthday is on like an inconvenient day, or
No.
what? What are we doing this for?
It's just cold on her birthday.
Okay, yeah, that's dumb. Because like
yeah.
I've heard of that for like I know people who have like December 26th as their birthday, so they like celebrate it on the half because nobody wants to celebrate your birthday the day after Christmas.
I was like, does
Like,
this
I
kid
know
have
people who do that.
tuberculosis? Like, you got to celebrate half birthdays just so they can get enough in?
Rack them up.
But what I also did not know is that this is apparently the first time she's ever had any kind of birthday festivities for the kid, and she was like 4 or and a half.
Well, okay.
On Earth? Why? What?
At-
What?
Very
At
strange.
3,
So now all of a sudden it's important halfway
Yes.
through?
Right. Exactly.
This
It's
is
all
stupid.
very strange. It's all very strange. Just and and they love so Nicole's like, oh, great, we're gonna do this, fine. It's like, but we're flying, and I'm renting a car, and I'm getting a hotel room. And her sister's
Good.
like, oh, we'll just stay with mom and dad. And bear in mind, they're both taking their 2 kids, right? So like they're gonna try to throw 6 more because I'm not going. They're trying to throw 6 more people into her parents' 2-bedroom house. And her sister's
nightmare.
like, oh, I'll sleep on the you guys can share the bed and I'll sleep on the couch, whatever. And Nicole's like, no, I'm a grown ass adult. I'm gonna get a hotel room and I'm gonna get a car. If you
That's
want to
the
do
way
that
to
dumb
do it.
bullshit, go ahead. I'm not
But
doing
if
that,
I'm in a hotel room, how do I impose on someone?
Yeah. Well, she's not one to impose. That's the thing.
I don't understand.
Of all of them, she's
what?
less likely to impose, but like all of them. And I'm frankly shocked Nicole put her foot down and decided she was going to get the hotel room because as a family, collectively, I have never in my entire life seen a group of people when faced with 2 options with the same results, they will consistently pick the harder, more complicated, less convenient option every fucking time. Like it's wild. like they've the idea of the path of least resistance alien to all these motherfuckers. It's crazy. So I was like, I almost did a fucking backflip. Nicole was like, I'm getting a hotel and renting a car, and I'm like, you got it. You just congratulations, you cracked the code, my love. Way to go. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, magnificent. If only everyone was like, oh, I know how to handle this.
Yeah, and it's absolutely different if you can't afford a hotel room, right? Like if you can't
Sure.
afford a hotel, or if you can't, if like, or like you're the fucking car is gonna blow the budget, whatever, right? That's a whole different ball game. God knows we've all fucking been there. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely a thing. But when you're past that, you're fucking past that. And for whatever reason, her sister's really had a hard time coming to grips with the fact that she's past that, and I don't get it. I'm like, no, make life easy, man.
Yeah. I've slept on enough floors in my time.
Telling you. fucking every third house is an Airbnb. You'll be fine. You can find somewhere to stay where you can have a
Yeah.
bed as an adult woman, a successful adult woman. Like, come on, what are you doing?
Oh my God. The last time we went up to Ohio was the first time that we got a hotel when we went up there, just because her mom's got a lot of cats and it fucked me up the last time we were there. And
Sure.
also, we're adults.
Yum,
Like,
yow.
Yeah, and you
I-
can. You can
I'd
do it
like
now,
to take
right,
a
yeah.
shower in a full-size shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the hotel was fucking gross. Like,
Oh no.
and
Well,
I absolutely lit their asses up on Google reviews. Recently, and this was right, I think it was 2022, like May 2022. I recently got an email from Google reviews that's like, "Hey, we were recently informed that this hotel has gone through major renovations, so we're deleting your review." It's like, hey, don't delete my review, but put a fucking disclaimer next to it. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Because guess what? Unless management changed, that place is going to be a shithole again soon.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Maybe give me a free stay and we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe
there you
Maybe
go.
we'll put an asterisk by this whole thing, you know?
Yeah, there you go. In order to remove the review, you have to
Yes.
give the person
Provide.
a stay.
Yes. To get the review
Yeah.
gone, you got to provide a better experience.
Mhm.
Yes.
I mean, you see that on Amazon. There'll be a review that'll be like, I hate this thing. And then it'll be like an edited thing, and it's like, update. Like, the person who makes this, like, got in touch with me, sent me some replacement part, and now every complaint I have has been addressed because it was just a little broken. So,
Yep.
like, I take back everything I said. You know, like, yeah, sure, get in touch with me, make it right, and then I'll edit my review and change it.
Yeah. That's only fair, you know?
Yeah.
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 We're all real, rational people here. It's okay.
Right.
Shit's wild, y'all.
But the thing is, though, on the other side of things, there are enough insane fucking people on Google reviews that you can't start doing that because then everyone's going to want.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly actually is involved in a retail establishment and has to deal with this type of shit on the daily.
I haven't looked at our reviews in years.
But you know what you didn't have to do is deal with Free Comic Book Day.
I sure didn't. Mostly because I had.
You know
off
what I
that day.
think you should do next year, Kelly?
What should
I
we
think
do?
you should advertise, like straight up advertise, hang up signs in your shop and everything that you're gonna have free comic book day, and then when they get there, it's just a bunch of trash that you don't want anymore that you put in a box and you wrote free
You
on
just-
the side of the
Yeah.
You just dumped out like a $1 bin.
Fucking
I mean,
just
there you
box.
go.
You're like,
Go
I
nuts.
didn't say what free comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funko
This year,
Pops
what we
all you
did
can
for the
grab.
people that didn't get like the Facebook post or whatever, we just put out old shit that we have from years gone
Yeah.
by of free comic book day stuff.
Perfect.
And guess what? No one fucking noticed because they don't come for a specific book. They're there for free. Something free.
Mhm.
Anything free. Please, something free?
Yeah, I
wouldn't
actually
have
just
any
found
idea
out that there
what the
was
free comics are.
yeah, I just found out that there was a Energon Universe one. I guess I'm gonna find that one.
They're releasing it for pay tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Right on.
There you go.
Because that's one of the clues that I've seen that stores are definitely ordering lower on these books. Because now Marvel, DC, and Image, if they have a book that is kind of important to the continuity of stuff, they will release it for pay in the next couple of weeks in case someone missed it. And like, so so we don't do it at work anymore. It's too much. It became far too big of an event. So many people were just looking for free shit, and you would be like, all right, cool, see you next year.
Well, that's the thing. Well, just kind of to clarify, like, it's not about a big event. It's not about doing the work. Or the effort. It's a lack of return on all that
Yes.
effort when you kind of get down to it.
Right.
And like, originally it's to boost awareness of comics and comic stores. But here's the thing. Comics are at their highest level of awareness. There are major motion pictures of them
Seriously.
pretty much all the time.
Seriously.
You can't become more aware of comic books at this point. It's either
No,
you
it'd be
know
real
about
tough.
them or you don't, or you do know about them and you don't give a shit. So
Mm-hmm.
at this point, Free Comic Book Day does not serve the purpose it used to. Now it's more of like shop awareness, I guess, which
Mhm.
is good. You know, that's good. But here's the thing. We're pretty successful on our own. We haven't done advertising of any kind in like 5 years. And we're doing all right.
Yeah, then that just means you just don't need this shit. And if you don't
Exactly.
need it, then I don't blame you for not doing it.
So what we
Not
do
for a
now
second.
is we do order the books in far, far, far smaller quantities than we used to, and we put them out the Wednesday after so our regulars can get it when they get their books.
That is a gangster ass move.
Not a
Yeah.
bunch of fucking
Yeah. Love
randos.
Exactly, because most of our regulars would be like, Free Comic Book Day, I ain't doing it. I'm not
Mhm,
standing in line
mhm,
for an hour to
mhm.
get some free books and then have the entire store packed so I can't even shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
It reminds me of the videos I saw from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on May the 4th. And it's
Ooh.
like,
Oof.
why? Why would you want to do that?
No.
Woof.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
that's something else. Yeah.
other stores are figuring it out what we did already. Like I was reading an story. There's a website called ICV2. They're like one of the few good comic news websites still around, but they're more like just industry business focused.
Industry stuff, right?
Yeah, I remember that one from my news days.
And they've got a columnist. He runs a comic shop and he'll write about stuff. And he was writing about Free Comic Book Day. And he was talking about. He's like, all right, so we have like almost triple the people show up. We have to have double the workers. We spend all this money on the free comics. And business-wise, we only do about what we would on just a busy Saturday. And I'm like, you're so close. You're so close to figuring it out.
Right.
You're almost there. Just flip the switch and say, fuck it, we ain't doing this anymore. Because it doesn't work for the industry anymore. And half of the books they put, well, more than half, most of the books they put out are just shit tier. You don't need this at all.
Mm-hmm. Always
Like-
feels like half a book.
Yes, it's half a book. Like the last time there was a necessary good comic for like one of the major publishers was Blackest Night Zero back in like 2008.
Jesus.
That was so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever read a Free Comic Book Day comic that I was like, or I was like anticipating, like I can't wait to get this free book. Or I
Yeah.
read it and I was like, this was amazing. I'm so glad I got this free book. It's usually the stack of other bullshit that I get at Free Comic Book Day that I'm more stoked about.
Yeah. And which is good. Like, obviously people go, they should buy something. But there's a lot of people that don't.
One of my first Free Comic Book Days at the comic shop around here, they had fill a bag with back issues for like $10.
Oh, no
I was
shit.
like, fuck
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah. Oh man, this past weekend I went to a comic yard sale and it was just a dude set up a bunch of fucking long boxes. Everything was $1. It was great.
That's pretty cool.
I've been
Spent like
thinking about-
$55.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately about how many collectors are dying every day.
Oh yeah.
And like their shit is just now back into circulation.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just this weekend thinking about. So I have that desk down in the basement that's like the built into the wall,
Mhm.
like custom designed. When I redid the basement, I like designed this desk. It's all built into this little nook, and it's specifically built to house all of my comics. So like, there's I mean, shit, I don't know. There's a bunch of long boxes in there, and then even more short boxes, and up on the top is all of my like trades. And at the time, this was before Will was born. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great because someday my kids are gonna want to read these. And now I'm like, my kids are never going to want to read these. And then I'm like, why do I have these? Why do I have these? Like, what am I doing? I have so much space tied up in storing these comics for what? I'm never going to read them again. They're never going to read them. Like, what do I have these for?
I don't know. Will might read them.
Yeah, you should leave a couple out as like a trap. See what happens.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, though. Anybody wants to read? So, no, the other day, about a month ago, Will saw a YouTube clip of Ghost fighting Iron Man from some cartoon.
Oh, I thought you
And he
meant
was
the
like-
band.
Like,
No, no,
fuck
no. He
yeah.
was like-
It's macabre,
he was
Will.
like-
Let's go.
This dude is rad as shit. And I was like, yeah, check this out. And I go downstairs, I flip through my box, I pull out the first appearance of Ghost and like the 2 issues after that he's in. I'm like, look, this is the first time he ever showed up. And he was like, okay. I don't want to look at that. Okay.
He's like, what's with the colors?
Yeah, he was like, looks like shit, Dad. What the fuck is the 1970s?
Who
Like,
drew
I think he's
this?
from the 80s. So I was like, what am
My
I?
son
What am I
loves
doing
to
with
read.
these?
I don't have much longer before he's gonna be knee deep in that shit. I'm sure.
Even like, let's say the day comes when Will's like, you know what? I do actually want to read a bunch of comics. He is not going to want to read them paper form in a stack. He's going to want to flip through like a comicsology type situation, you know?
Sure.
I don't
Yep.
know.
These children are broken.
I don't know.
They really are. They don't get it.
That's just how it is, Kelly.
But think about like vinyl records. Like,
yeah, but vinyl records has like a quality to them. These comics are.
yeah, you get to
It's
hold them in
not
your
the same.
hand. It's tactile. You get to flip through them.
You get that.
Do
and
they
better than the
know?
hold? Better than holding it. You get to
Don't you
smell it.
remember like 96 through 99 when all the paper was so shitty, like your thumbprint would
Sure.
leave in it? Like, like they're not gonna be great. It's gonna be a whole disaster.
On digital, does it still have like the old advertisements?
No.
See,
No, I don't think so.
that's something that is appealing.
How is Will ever going to read the serialized short story Spider-Man Fastlane if he doesn't have the original single issues? How is he going to learn that drugs are bad?
I will say, allegedly, it was all allegedly. But before I did my first major comic book purge, because remember when I moved, after I moved, this was kind of dumb. Or I think it was during the move. I think it was during the move and then after the move. But I sold off like 2/3 of my collection.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the whole thing where I was dumping books into the box.
Hell
as
yeah,
filler,
'cause it was-
like
it was
and people
flat
were
rate
like,
boxes.
This is amazing. This is amazing. I got all this free stuff as a bonus. And I was like, yeah, thanks for throwing out my trash.
Yep.
Uh,
Almost sent you boys some sauces.
exactly. When I did that, at that time, I recreated every single thing I have in digital form.
Oh,
Sure.
So
there you go.
I have everything on a hard drive. Like every single issue I had ever owned, I have saved on a hard drive. Issues I did not own, I have saved on a hard drive. 'Cause I'm not gonna,
Oh, Mahoney,
leave out
that's
the
cool.
gap.
When the EMP fits,
Yep.
what's gonna happen? No, they fucking, they're gonna fry out.
When the EMT fries everything out, I'm gonna have bigger problems to worry about than what comics is Will gonna read.
What was it? Was it the latest episode of X-Men? Magneto did like a worldwide EMP.
Yes, that was cool as shit.
X-Men's great.
It's
so
really good.
It's so good.
Really,
I just watched the last 3 today, and holy shit, it's so good.
really going to be interesting.
Somebody the other day.
if
No, go ahead.
if season 2 dips in quality because they fired the director, and it's
I
really.
think he's back now.
Yeah,
Is
I think
he?
he came back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely back on social media. He's back.
I
He's
don't
like
think he's
actively
back.
promoting the show, though.
No, he's definitely been promoting it.
Yeah,
But
I don't think he's been rehired though.
Fucking should.
The weird part is they never said what happened.
right,
Like they
Yeah.
never said what he did. That's just super suspicious.
All right. X-Men 97 Bo DeMeo exit addressed by Marvel. He says, I can't talk about the details. I only do screen share.
But it's a real
Yeah,
Drake
no, it's-
situation.
Yeah, like that. I can't talk about the details. Is like this is something about my silly wiener for sure.
Yeah.
Asked if he would
Yeah.
categorize the parting of ways as a firing, he says, I don't. We parted ways is the best way I could say.
Yeah, after I showed my wiener to somebody who didn't like necessarily want to see it all the way. Yeah, because if you know this is in the pipeline, you don't fire that guy
No.
unless he did something he really shouldn't have done.
Well,
That was
You know, like
that's what's so strange about it. Yeah.
That was from March 15th.
Yeah.
Was that?
yeah, and then he
After
fucking
the show
nuked
launched?
his online presence,
Mhm.
and then the show comes out, is a grand success. Then he's back online, so he'll be back on for he'll be back.
I think maybe it's a matter of he just couldn't stand not getting the attention and the praise.
Also a possibility.
That could be.
So he reappeared just so that he could engage in the fandom. Because it's great. It really is great.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to fucking tell him that just in case.
No.
But somebody the other day was like, fucking, went to fire up Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to play as some X-Men, and there are no X-Men? I'm like, yeah, man. Marvel pretended the X-Men didn't exist for the better part of 2 decades because they couldn't make a movie about them.
Yeah, those are the bad times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember when
Yep,
they couldn't get? They wanted like a character from Fantastic Four, and they said no, and then Marvel just canceled Fantastic Four and was like, they will never appear in a comic book again.
Yep.
Right. Until next year. Then it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I remember they'd have like this big, like, giant posters with all the Marvel like 100 fucking characters on the
Yeah.
poster.
Not an X-Men.
Not
to
an
be
X-Men
seen.
number 1. Not one. You got fucking Devil
Yeah.
Dinosaur and Egg Foo, but no Wolverine.
Egg food.
And then they were like,
Wild.
Inhumans are the mutants now.
Oh, they tried
Oh,
so hard with
They
with
tried.
Inhumans.
They just
So hard.
they fucked out the Inhumans so bad. Like, just took
And now
everything cool
they're
about the
just-
Inhumans and ruined it.
They're gone, and they killed off most of them.
You know,
Yeah.
if you think
Good.
about it, like Eternals hits a lot of the same notes that the Inhumans
Yes.
miniseries did. Just kind of like design and kind of feel and the fact
Yeah.
that it was boring as
I mean-
fuck.
X-Men, Eternals, and Inhumans are basically just 3 different people's takes on the same story. You know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. X-Men on the moon.
Very excited about more X-Men, you guys. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
yeah.
We got this week's episode drops tomorrow,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
Tomorrow.
there's one more because it's
Yep.
a 3-part finale, which started
Yep.
last week.
Yes. Did Kelly and Lee, did you watch the latest, not the one that comes out tomorrow, of course, but the last one, the first part
Not
of the
yet.
3-part finale?
Not
I
yet.
watched
Not
it.
yet. You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a character you're going to see in it, Lee, and I won't spoil it for you.
It's
But-
really okay. I bet there's a bunch.
Okay, so Spider-Man. You see Spider-Man.
Hell yeah, I forgot
No
about that.
Shit.
Yep.
That's
you see
cool.
Spider-Man. And the way I found out was that somebody wrote an article and was like, it's confirmed the Spider-Man you saw in X-Men 97 is the Spider-Man from the Fox 90s Spider-Man
Mhm.
cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, no fucking shit. Because this is a continuation of the X-Men 90s cartoon, which crossed over with the Spider-Man 90s
Right.
cartoon. So obviously that's that Spider-Man.
Why would it
like,
not be?
Why would it not be that Spider-Man? Like,
Was it
what
last
are we
weekend?
talking about?
Was it last week's episode or the weekend with the episode before that had the other cameo?
I think that was the one right before last week.
It was after the Genosha event. It was that week after.
Because I watched all 3. I watched the second half of the Storm story, then the then the middle episode, and then the first part of the finale all today. And I think it was that middle episode that had the other cameo.
So
Yeah.
Lee, you would have seen that the Rogue Captain America
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
That shit's
That
wild.
was cool.
What an
Yeah.
amazing
That was pretty
show.
cool. But
Man,
also, hell, not for nothing, Captain America was in X-Men too.
Yep.
Like he was in an episode.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
And nobody felt the need to be like confirmed. It's the same one that was in the show previously.
what
Like,
was it? It was the World War II episode with Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think did they do Black Widow in that one, or was it just Wolverine? I know it's that story.
It is that story, but I don't think she was in the episode. I think somebody else filled her spot, but I can't remember. who.
Maybe, yeah. I just remember it's one of those season 5 episodes that looks like dog shit, and it's very
Yeah,
hard
it
to
looks
watch.
Horrendous. Yeah.
Just looks bad.
Yep.
There is a cameo in this most recent episode that made me go, hell yeah!
I fucking love it.
More.
Man, I might need to rewatch last week's episode because now, like, I had zero recollection of Spider-Man, and now I'm watching this clip,
Really?
and I'm like, I do not remember any of this.
You weren't paying attention, or
I was not
Yeah,
paying
you
attention.
were
I
doing
guess
me. You were looking at your phone or something.
something because
Something.
now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't remember a single fucking thing about this episode.
Kelly's like, Spider-Man was in it? What?
Yeah, no, that 100%.
Maybe you didn't see it.
Maybe I didn't watch. I don't know. Maybe I did forget. Oh well.
I saw some of the Hasbro people talking about the X-Men 97 toys and just being like, yeah, sorry, we're not getting back around to another wave of X-Men 97 probably until the next season starts. And it's like, oh, man, I got to wait so long for a legit animated style Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind
Well,
of
the rumor is that they're all getting new costumes. So
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, what? Why would
We
you?
don't want
Why?
that.
Why would
No,
you
come
say
on,
we're
no
not
one
doing
wants
any
that.
more X-Men 97 costume toys? Like, just keep.
yeah.
It's really fucked up that they dropped those toys so early. So now there's nothing on the shelves
Yeah.
yeah.
when the show's actually airing.
Oh man, are they gonna
Well-
make him Cat Beast?
Oh my god.
Oh, that
I
would
hope
be
not.
cool. They might.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
mean,
I
how
mean,
what they showed
Emma-
Emma going
Emma's
diamond.
diamond.
And Emma. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm fucking here for it.
I
And on
never
that note-
expected this show to be anywhere near as
No.
good as it is.
It's
Right?
so good.
No,
Like
I was fully prepared for it to suck.
It's so good,
Yeah.
it makes the original show look shitty by
yes.
comparison. Almost.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
while the original X-Men animated series is groundbreaking and got so many people into the X-Men or comics or superheroes or whatever, but how often do you remember fucking pumping your fist during an episode of X-Men because of how awesome it was?
Never.
Yeah.
Right.
Never.
Not
Very
like
rarely.
This. No, not like this.
Yeah.
Nothing like this. No, it's-
Cable and Cyclops fighting off all the Sentinels and then fist bumping at the end. Like, just show's just full of great moments.
so good.
Rogue drops fucking Trask off of a building. All of the X-Men are like, fucking Rogue, what did you do? And then he floats up as a zombie sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
But then Wolverine's like, she just did what we all wanted to do.
Uh-huh.
Wolverine's like, fucking A, Rogue. Let's go.
Like, beat me to it.
Beat me by this much.
Towards the end of the most recent episode. Oh, well, I mean, Lee's caught up, so this isn't really a spoiler. He's caught up except for this most recent episode, but what I'm saying isn't going to spoil anything.
Yeah,
for
go
it.
for it. It's fine.
So at the end, there's a news report that Professor X is actually alive and well, and he's the ruler of where's the
Shi'ar.
land? The Shi'ar. Yeah, he's the ruler of the Shi'ar now. And it's like, where did they get this footage?
Yeah.
Right?
Did the press office of the Shi'ar put this footage in Dropbox and send it
was
to
on TikTok.
CNN?
They put
It
it
was
on
then
TikTok.
fucking yes. Space Scaramucci dropped a file out there.
Oh, I guess it is 97, so it wouldn't be Dropbox or TikTok. It would be straight up like AOL email. Dial-up email from the Shi'ar Empire.
Oh God, how long did that video take to download? Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
so much.
Oh man, that reminds me. I found at that comic sale. I found a book called Team X 2000, and
sounds
it
like
was just a one shot where it was
very extreme.
Bishop and Deathbird. So after they fought the Phalanx, they got separated from the rest of the crew and was like floating around in a spaceship. And they
Okay.
go through like a warp hole and end up in the far-flung future of 2018, where the Shi'ar had taken over Earth.
If only. Just
And so they have-
please come take over Earth.
Yeah, so they have to team up with the resistance of Cable, Wolverine, who is missing an eye because Sauron plucked it out, and for some reason he just didn't heal it or something.
I love it when
Falcon
Wolverine-
was there. Longshot.
I'll tell you what, the Shi'ar come and take over Earth. I will be joining the anti-resistance. I will be holding. I'll be that girl in Independence.
I, for one, welcome our feather-headed
Yeah.
overlords.
Yeah. Oh, and the Shi'ar, like one of their like top human lieutenants is Vulture.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Why wouldn't it
Because
be?
the bird. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Sauron,
hilarious.
Vulture.
Yeah.
They just went and collected all the birds they could find. They were like, "Fuck yeah, feathers, let's go."
And like the art is
It
very
was
like
really hurt that Falcon teamed up against them.
yeah, the art is very anime influenced. It's such a weird artifact of a time. Of like, I think it came out in like February '99.
I know.
wonder, that's probably when was that weird anime Taskmaster series? It's probably from that same kind of line.
That was a little later because that was
was
Udon
later.
Studios that did that. The art on that
Okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah, and that was when there was that book, and then that Mystique, and
Yeah, they
there was
did a
the
bunch
Venom
of
book
them.
in the same line. Yeah,
There was
Yeah.
Agent X around that time
Yes.
too by the same artist.
We were
are
talking
goddamn
about
dinosaurs.
we were talking
Yep.
about Sauron
We really
earlier, and obviously we're talking X-Men, so I know it's the pterodactyl man from the Savage Land. But for a
Hell
split
yeah.
second, I thought it was Sauron from Lord of the Rings took Wolverine's eye. And Sauron's like,
Replaced
"I got
Wolverine's
two
eye
eyes."
with a
eye,
big
the
fucking
Wolverine.
flaming eye.
Sauron
Yeah.
says, "I got two eyes now." Blink, blink.
Fucking one-eyed Willie over here. All right, I'm gonna call it because I need to go to the bathroom real bad. I'm gonna.
All right,
got
understandable.
Poopy tummy happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do
This
that.
is a
You know what?
full
that
ass
means,
show.
Everybody, it's our job to keep this going as long as we can.
That's
All
right.
right.
So next week is the premiere on Netflix of Madam Web.
Oh wait, Jose, how was your week?
Kelly, Kelly, how fast can you say the alphabet? Let's find out.
A B C D
That's pretty cool, you guys.
E
You're all terrible people. I'm glad you.
F G. Jose, I need
We'll be
help.
back next week at 10 p.m.
H, you're right.
Eastern, 9 p.m. Central
I
at youtube.com/panels
no, not
Pages.
K.
For Jason Nyes,
J
Duck Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, and our good buddy Mahoney. I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you guys next
M.
week. Night. Love you. Goodbye.
N O P Q. You're right. Duck. Q
You fucking Google ass bitch.
R S
Fucking Google something.
T.
Holy shit. You fucking Google ass
No,
bitch.
U is next. U
I didn't want to say it.
V
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
W
You fucking
Google ass bitch. Why you keep bugging us?
X. Yep, you're right, Jose.
you
X
fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
Y.
See you next Tuesday.